Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation. Let's get started. A work breakdown structure is really just a set of broad steps that are broken down into smaller tasks. The idea is to take something complex like a project and break it down into something more manageable, like tasks. This is useful because the project team needs to understand what's going on in the project. A WBS gives the team a clear definition of the project goals, scope, and deliverables. It also provides a way to measure the project's completion. If a change does need to be made to the WBS, the project manager is the one authorized to make that change. However, one criticism of the WBS model is that it doesn't work well with changes. It works best on projects that are very predictable, where the goals aren't expected to change much. The WBS structure varies depending on the company and sometimes the project. There are no specific columns that occur in every WBS, but there are some general components. First, the WBS contains all the elements of the project from start to completion. In this example of planning a company party, Level 1 contains the initiation, preparation, execution, and follow-up phases. Then each level goes into more detailed tasks. Many WBS dated dictionaries also denote the team members responsible for each task and dependencies associated with that task. Dependencies are important because if you understand dependencies, then you can also measure some risk. Determining tasks can be difficult due to a lack of past project data and incorrect assumptions. Say that we have a project where the deliverable is a cup of coffee. There are 3 possible project managers: me, who is more of a coffee snob and uses a French press; Joe, who uses a standard coffee maker that makes a large pot of coffee; and Jill, who doesn't make coffee at home and prefers to go to Starbucks. Each project manager creates their own set of tasks, but all of them are different. Each of us has completely different assumptions about the project based on our past experiences. I assume that we have a tea kettle, Jill assumes that there's a Starbucks nearby, and all of us assume that coffee beans are in the budget in the first place. We should be asking ourselves which assumptions are correct and how do we verify that those assumptions are correct. In addition, once we have the high-level tasks, how detailed do we want those tasks to be? There isn't a standard stopping point, but ideally you don't want to go into extreme detail because you'll be spending all of your time tracking tasks instead of actually completing the project. Finally, it's impossible to create a meaningful WBS without historical data. It's easy for me to create the WBS for a cup of coffee because I make coffee almost every day, but what if you don't even drink coffee? It would be much more difficult to list these steps. Projects in real life are significantly more complicated than getting a cup of coffee. For an actual project, it would be near impossible. And in order to create the high-level tasks in the WBS, the project manager needs to have a deep understanding of the project from the very beginning. And the project manager needs a lot of data from past projects in order to make that happen. And that's why past projects are so important for creating the WBS. Thank you.